I've seen a lot of debate recently on the internet about whether or not Mikel Arteta should leave Arsenal Football Club because he's not the right man to bring us forward. And to that, I say, you're wrong. You're just wrong. He should absolutely be the man in charge of this football club, and he is absolutely the man that will bring back success to this football club. I mean, since he came in 2019, yeah, okay, initially he struggled, but the team building that he's done, the players he's brought in, the players that he's grown, you can't deny it. Like, obviously early on he had a success in the FA Cup, and it gave us all hope. And then he started bringing in Saka and Smith Rowe, Erdegaard, and it was just unbelievable. And yes, now we've stagnated. We've come second twice. We've missed out on the title 2 years in a row, and now we're missing out on it again. Not even close this time round. And I can understand the frustrations. I can understand why you might be disappointed. But is that finger of blame laid on Mikel Arteta, or should it be pointed elsewhere? The recruitment staff. But you know, I think it's really important to just look at what's happening right now. Right now, Mikel Arteta is in an injury crisis. He's missing his four of his first five choice attackers. I mean, what he's missing: first choice right wing, first choice striker, first choice left wing, second choice striker. You're left in a position where you've got Trossard, you've got Sterling, you've got Mikel Merino, who is a central midfielder, by the way, and a 17-year-old Ethan Waneri. And you have to think to yourself, if Liverpool had to be fielding McAllister up front with Nunez on the left and some random on the right wing, would they be top of the league sailing to it? No. No, they wouldn't. It's as simple as that. That's not to discredit Liverpool, because they're thoroughly deserving to win the league. And when we were healthy in the last few seasons, we didn't quite get over that line competing against the best Premier League team ever, in my opinion, in that City side. But you have to give credit. I mean, look at Mohamed Salah. He's having the best ever Premier League season individually by a player. He's going to break the assist record, which Saka was sailing towards, by the way, before his injury. But that's a story for another day, because I think Saka's injury has dented what a season which would have cemented him as a top three player currently in the league. I mean, I think he already is. I think if he comes back and gets enough, I mean, I think he won't catch Salah, but I think he can help at least like steer the ship back on course, bring a bit of good life back to the club, maybe help us in our Champions League run, PSV in a couple of weeks' time, Real Madrid maybe, and then you see, let's say Saka goes to the Bernabeu and steers a previously struggling Arsenal team past Madrid. Give him a bloody statue already, you know what I mean? Obviously, hyperbole. But yeah, and I think you have to look at like these people they're talking, and then they promote candidates like Nagelsmann, Inzaghi. It's pragmatic football. Yes, okay, Arteta's style has drastically, in some people's opinion, and honestly in mine as well, is geared towards a more boring approach. But maybe that is a personnel issue, because we haven't got a proper number 9 to play through. Arsenal have played their best looking football. I know he's not a big number 9, but when Jesus was playing, in the first season he comes in, even when he was in this season, we're playing quite nice football. It's good to watch. He's scoring good goals. He dribbles. He makes things happen. You need a number 9 who's in there and he's linking up the play. That's what we need, and that player should be Isak. If not Isak, you're going to go for a Sesko in the summer. These board of directors have to back Mikel Arteta in the summer, because he's yearning for it. He's longing for it. He was begging for a striker. He wanted Ollie Watkins. It's come out today that he really wanted Ollie Watkins, and the board didn't want to pay the extra 20 million because what they want to, I hope it's because they want to spend more money in the summer, but you never know. And it's a decision which has eventually cost us, because you think that Ollie Watkins in these last couple of games, you think that Ollie Watkins against a team like West Ham, a team like Nottingham Forest, you might win both those games, and suddenly, because of drop points by Liverpool, you're in a title race. But the board, they grabbed the towel and they threw it in. They said, Mikel, you're not winning the league this season. Liverpool are too far ahead. Let's call it here. Let's wait till the summer and let's fight next season. And it's ended up being a pathetic decision. And that's why the reports today that Jason Ato is still in the running to be the permanent director of football make me feel sick. Because some of the names that are, the rest of the names banded around there, these are guys who have pedigree experience in the business, but we want to internally promote. That reeks of wanting yes men who are going to be happy to let the club stagnate. And that is not what we can do right now. Because we're in a position where we've got a squad that can easily challenge when healthy. easily, with a few additions, will be basically unstoppable. You're telling me if the club goes, okay, well, maybe it's a bit of an outlay to bring in Alexander Isak, but if he's going to score you 20 plus goals in the league and free up Saka as well, that's the thing. Having a great player like Isak means that Saka gets all the time and space in the world. You're building an absolute masterclass there, and that's not the only time you sign like a Nico Williams. Like, I'm not saying like this. It doesn't have to be these players, but these profiles, and Arsenal will elevate, will move. Because for me, Mikel Arteta has not built a team who are stagnating because he is not the man. They're stagnating due to a mixture of injuries, and sometimes things go stale. I mean, Martin Odegaard, since his injury, has been absolutely terrible. But do I think he's a bad player? No, of course not. He still runs about. His pressing is off the charts. But it's pretty hard to press when you're not using a striker. I repeat, Mikel Merino, central midfielder, hasn't played professionally as a striker in his career, has started the last 2 games up front. It's an untenable position, which Mikel Arteta has still got. Yes, we're still in second place. Obviously, we're looking like we're going to get dragged into the top 4 race, but I think eventually we'll steer clear of that because, I mean, I just think we have too much quality to not like score forever, especially if you start getting Saka and Martinelli back, or if he gives one of these young strikers a chance from the academy. Maybe one of them will prove to be a better option up top than Mikel Merino. I mean, they are strikers; they must know how to play there a little bit better. But yeah, I think the face has to be in the man who has all his faith in the club that he loves, and that's us and Mikel Arteta. And hopefully we will move into next season and show why he is still the man. And I think he will show why he's still the man. I think that he is the guy that is going to do it, because he loves this. The Adidas badge, brilliant. He loves this club. He loves it just like you and I. I mean, there's clips when he's at City, we score against them, and he's just sat there. Because he loves Arsenal Football Club. And even if you don't believe that he does, even if you don't believe that he's the man, I don't see how you can pen our current problems. Maybe if you're going to say we weren't playing brilliantly before the injuries, I think that's fair enough to say. But we were getting the results. And realistically, I just think your eyes should be shifting to the recruiters, to the people who are bringing in players before they come to the manager, who has this club in a position which we weren't in. We weren't in this position at the end of Wenger, under Unai Emery. We just weren't. And okay, maybe you'd rather have trophies and finish 6th. I wouldn't. I'd rather we were at least having exciting seasons where you're playing for something in the league until the end of the year, like the last couple of seasons. I mean, we were being told that it wasn't enough to be winning the FA Cup, but now suddenly, now that we're in second, qualifying for the Champions League again, we should be trying to win the FA Cup and not finishing second. And some people say we should be doing both. But a project of 5 years, okay, how long did it take Klopp to win his first title? Yes, he won a Champions League. That's not. But this is Jurgen Klopp. Like, look at these other clubs when they're trying to have projects going. Well, look at United, look at Chelsea. You want stability. And Mikel Arteta is the man who will stabilise. He's already stabilised the club. He's brought the club. He has raised the floor. This summer, they need to raise the ceiling.